It's not that much ketchup. That's a pretty good start, to be honest. But anyway, I'll do the quote. Gentlemen, we're history. Yes, it's the science fiction rating system. My name's Alex Humphrey, and I am joined by Chris Redding.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Chris?
Yeah, good.
Good. I hear you had a good star spot the other day.
Yesterday. Mr. Costner.
That is a good one.
He just walked past me in the BAFTA bar. He was obviously an event going on, but he was had an entourage.
Oh,
so something going on.
And Mr. Sam Draper.
Hello.
Did you any famous spots recently?
Not really. No. I saw a film crew.
Oh,
doesn't really count. It was like
doing what?
Just like I saw some craft catering. It was something like that. It was too big for that. There was loads of trailers. The catering looked quite good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's about it, really.
Something's being filmed in Matlock as we speak.
It's between Matlock and Bakewell. They did it last year as well. I don't know what it is, but they're there for about a week. I don't know what they filmed there.
Wow! If anyone knows, fill us in. That'd be good to know. Good to find out.
Haddon Hall,
Probably
I think it's
something like
called.
Last of the Summer Wine or something.
Yeah. I bet it will be like. Or it might be some. It's in a hall, so it might be some sort of.
Period.
What's that thing called? Goose Park. What's that thing? Not Goose Park.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, that show everyone likes.
Poldark.
No, that bald chap. It's crap. Oh God, you know. No, you know.
Downton Abbey.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Don't think that's on anymore.
Oh, is it not? What's Goose Park?
Anyway.
Oh, Gosford Park. That's what I'm thinking of.
Goose Park.
That's
Goose
an old
Park.
film. So they should
Coming
make Goose
Blinders.
Park.
Coming this fall to Netflix, Goose Park. Anyway, we're not here to discuss that. We are here to discuss science fiction and rate science fiction from 1 to infinity, to add one film a week to our big list. And this week, it is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the 1989... Well, I guess it's like a teen science fiction comedy adventure. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
A
sort
lot of
of
people put it in the category of a stoner film, don't they? But that's not technically.
Yeah,
they
they do.
don't.
Is that a category?
Well, yeah, that kind of stoner picture. I can think of a lot of stoner films.
It's too early for that, isn't it? That's more of a 90s.
And they don't. There's nothing. They don't do anything in this.
But you can see like the line from this to like Biodome and stuff, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
It's a similar sort. Oh, in fact, wasn't Biodome? Wasn't there a rumour that was a sequel to this?
Oh,
I'm sure I read that in.
Interesting.
I'll leave that for later on. I'll find a little note. But yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it's directed by Stephen Herrick, who did Critters and The Mighty Ducks, and written by Ed Solomon, who wrote Men in Black and Now You See Me, but Chris Matheson, who he didn't really write anything, but he is the son of the writer Richard Matheson, who wrote I Am Legend.
Yeah.
So, pretty huge credentials.
And it's because of Richard Matheson that they've got that it's sci-fi. Do you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
They had the idea, but without the time machine, and it was his, and he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to be too much like his dad. And his dad was like, "No, that'll make it work. Put the time machine in it." So, it's his fault.
I would say his dad. Well, okay, I would say his dad was right.
Yeah.
Well, for anyone that doesn't know the film, a brief synopsis is: there's Bill, there's Ted. They're pretty much doing badly at school, and they need to get an A plus on their history exam. So, with the help of Rufus, they go back in time and all that. But we'll fill in the gaps, basically. Now, I've parted it up again. I've sectioned this one up again.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, and I've got titles for all the sections. So the first part is 2688 and 1988, an introduction. And basically, the beginning of the film's quite odd, because you'd think this film would open in 1988, San Dimas, California. But it doesn't. It opens in San Dimas, California in 2688 with Rufus, their kind of assistant, giving this very weird direct-to-camera kind of monologue about how wonderful the planet is and how amazing it is. And it's all down to Bill and Ted, why their planet is so amazing. Which is an odd setup, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a very odd setup.
Not only is it odd setup, it looks odd in the way he's off centre, isn't he? And then the cover of their album comes up, doesn't it? And they're moving very slowly, like big raincoats.
Yeah. It's
very
I mean,
strange.
they've got an excellent, wonderful planet. It's everything's great. But he says that 700 years ago, it could have all gone wrong because of Bill and Ted not getting their A+. And then we flash back to Bill and Ted, and we're kind of introduced the first time to Bill and Ted. Now, I would put this that if you don't like Bill and Ted, you probably don't like this film. Would you say that's true, guys?
Well,
what do you mean if you don't like them?
The characters.
What I mean, I think this film, more than a lot of films, really hinges on you liking Bill and Ted.
The
characters.
The inverse
Bill and
of that is like maybe you really like the characters but don't like the film is also a possibility in this.
Well, that's an interesting one. Well, I would say, do you like Bill and Ted, Chris?
No, I find them kind of annoying after a while because it's kind of, there is such extreme caricature characters.
Yeah, they're very stupid, aren't they? They're very into kind of metal. They're trying to do a band. It's kind of Wayne's World, but more fantastical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
don't know if there were actually people like this at any point, but...
Yeah, see, I don't know, because there weren't really any like this in England, were there?
Yeah, it's not a culture we had, is it, at all?
No. So, Sam, do you like Bill and Ted?
Yeah, I really like them. I like their endless positivity. I think it's a really refreshing thing for film to have all that. But I do agree that they are a bit one note and you kind of get a bit bored of it. But as first impressions go, because you do think, because they are like slackers, they're going to be all like, oh, we don't care, whatever. But they're just not very good, are they? Rather than being...
It's got that sort of Austin Powers type thing, like where it's just like the character is quite two-dimensional and you there go, okay, I get it now. He says this all the time.
Yeah.
But I agree they're kind of positive. Like Wayne's World, Wayne's a bit kind of snarky, isn't he? He's a bit like he thinks he's kind of cleverer than everyone else. Whereas Bill and Ted aren't cleverer than anyone else.
And they don't care, do they? They don't mind. They're just all right with it.
So because originally the writer said Bill and Ted were 14-year-old skinny guys with low-rider bell-bottoms and heavy metal t-shirts that who were despised by the popular kids at school. But because they cast Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, they kind of changed their images of who they would be. So they kind of turned into these kind of cool guys instead of being these kind of nerd guys. And it would be quite a different film if they were kind of more nerdy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's better for them. The unique thing about this is their character, I think, and how they are so... everything... What's the thing they say? Everything is excellent. No, always be excellent, isn't it?
Yeah, be excellent.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
Let's say excellent, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the bit this film's got that other films haven't got, I think.
Yeah, the two sayings that you hear a lot in the future, because the whole of Rufus's society in the future is based on Bill and Ted and their kind of teachings. It's be excellent to each other and party on, dude. They're the two things that everyone kind of.
Which fair enough, isn't it? Really,
I'd live like that. That's not a bad way to live, is it?
No,
it's kind of.
I don't think it's sustainable into later life.
You can be excellent to each other. I think you can.
Yeah. Partying on, though, is difficult.
I think partying on is quite hard, yes. Partying on all the time will be quite hard. Dude, yeah.
Well, let's see tomorrow.
We'll be trying to party on tomorrow. That's very true. Yeah. But we have a little bit of setup here, don't we? We kind of see their life. We see that they're failing at school. They kind of have some comedy answers about famous people, which are mildly amusing. We're introduced to Bill's stepmom Missy, who's very young, and you have this kind of ongoing joke about her being like basically a year above them or something in their class, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a strange thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird joke, but it kind of works. There's that very odd bit where the dad kicks them out of the room to have sex with her in his room.
Yeah,
but this part, which I thought was a bit, that I don't really get that as a, that was a bit of.
It's just a bit like they've had the idea, but not really fleshed out the joke.
Yeah, that's true.
There's something there, isn't there? But they just don't do anything with it, really.
And then Ted's dad is a kind of military man. He kind of wants to send Ted off to Alaska.
Yeah.
So obviously they have to succeed in their history to get their A, else everything's ruined. And that is kind of they're outside the Circle K where they say the great line. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. And at that point, the phone box turns up and Rufus turns up. And did you read about?
Sorry,
go on.
Just say a point about that way of talking. Like, do you either of you know why they talk like that?
No.
Like, is that based in that were the people who talk like that? That kind of weird.
I think
they were trying to start their own sayings and stuff.
Because I like it, and I think it's interesting and a bit different, but I just don't know, I don't get the context for why they're saying things like that. Strange things were thought of the Circle K.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kind of slackery kind of surf dude talk, isn't it? Like I've heard it in other things.
Yeah, I suppose,
like you say,
Wayne's World is a close parallel, isn't it? They talk a bit like that, don't they?
It is so against our culture that we can't really
relate.
You know, it's true. But yes, anyway, the phone booth turns up. And did you know that the original idea for the time machine was a 1969 Chevrolet van?
Yeah.
And it was abandoned because it was too close to DeLorean.
Yeah.
However, they picked a phone box, which is quite close to Doctor Who, and they didn't really give a crap about that. So maybe they never saw Doctor Who. I don't know.
Do you want another Back to the Future related bit of trivia?
Oh, what?
They held this film back a year. It was actually finished, and all the shots, it was set in 1987. And because it was so close to Back to the Future, they held it back and they changed the year to 1988. And so every time they mention the year in the film, they're actually overdubbed. And if you watch it closely, you can see they're saying 7 rather than 8. So it's a bit weird, isn't it? Went to that
That's
length.
really weird.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, I can't see it doing well at the same time.
No. But Back to the Future is 85, though, isn't it? So it would have come and gone by then anyway. So I don't know what... I don't know.
I guess so. I read that the phone booth time machine was given away as a contest prize in Nintendo Power magazine.
Yeah, and that guy was interviewed on Reddit.
Really?
About 5 years ago, yeah, and he's still got it.
Well, the guy who's got the phone box.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That must have been a really gripping interview.
Well, no, all the questions basically like
phone box.
no,
Yes.
they're all like, have you had sex in it? Basically, it's all they're asking, have you had sex in the phone box? That's all people ask. And someone to buy it off him. And they're saying, don't sell it yet, keep it till the third film comes out and then sell it. But yeah, he's got it. I think it's in storage now, but he had it in his bedroom for like years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good for him. Like, that's a pretty cool prize, though.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty
well
good.
done to them for giving that away.
But there are like multiple ones even in the film, aren't there? And obviously in the film you've got multiple ones anyway, but you see more than one in the film.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's quite a good. I mean, I know it is like the TARDIS, but it's quite a good time travel machine, isn't it? Like, I like the fact they've got the little phone booth.
I like the phone book.
Yes,
it's a good idea.
That's a good concept.
Yeah, that's a really good. And I think also this is where you kind of really get with George Carling as Rufus. It's very inspired casting. I think he's very good in it.
Don't you think he's in it a lot less than you remember though?
Yeah,
I remember him being in it
that's
a lot
because he's
more.
so good.
Is he in the second one a lot more, do you think?
Maybe.
Well, I used to watch the cartoon and he was in that all the time.
Yeah. It's their actual voice, isn't it, the cartoon as well? I didn't know that until researching this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they all voiced their own parts, yeah, all three of them.
Well, plot-wise, Rufus tells them that they've got a time machine now, so they can go back in time, get historical... Well, he doesn't really tell them anything, does he? Because they meet themselves, and they say to themselves, you know, listen to Rufus. And he doesn't really tell them what to do, but they kind of hatch a plan that they will go back in time and they'll pick up famous people. And then we move to part 2 here, which is the Circuits of Time part 1. I wanted to ask you, when would you visit, or who would you bring back?
Before that, can I just ask, is that Circuits of Time part 1, is that your...
My tagline.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
I've thought about these. I didn't think about these.
It's good.
Yeah, it's like now we don't do the synopsis anymore. I've got to
Put this into this, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I've got to channel it into something. Who would you bring back, Sam, or where would you go?
Chris, you got anything? I need to think.
No, I haven't. I wouldn't bring anyone back.
You wouldn't bring anyone back. You wouldn't want to show anyone.
To be honest, like I'm really into Socrates. He seems like a great guy. I'd like to go back and get him. He's like really like into it, and
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sure how historically accurate that depiction of him is, though.
No.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to the World's Fair. You know, like those crazy World's Fair where you see all those insane inventions and stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
I'd like one of them. That could be any period of World's Fair or any place.
Yeah.
That's right.
The Great Exhibition or something.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah,
I'd
like
nice,
that.
Yeah.
I guess it's a bit weirder. Who would you bring back?
But that would just be like, we've invented some, and it would just be all old stuff to us. So it'd be.
I'd bring back.
I've got a potato peeler.
I'd bring Shakespeare back. So like to prove to Americans that he did actually write everything, and it wasn't like a fake thing, because they like to disprove it and then go, "Oh no, it couldn't be one man." So
that's a good one.
Shakespeare to go to America and just stuff it to him and say, "No, you really did write it all."
And also these accents, see how things were supposed to be said.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, it's a bit weirder. Who would you bring back? There's not really any point bringing anyone back, is there? Unless it was someone like you know.
Because it'd just be like, wow, look at this. Just to blow someone's mind, basically. Whose mind would you blow?
That would be cool. Yeah. someone who really thought they knew, maybe someone like Nostradamus, or someone who thought they had it pegged at what was going to happen, and then just be like, well, you were wrong, or you were right.
If you brought your own great-great-great-granddad back and shot them in the head, what do you think could happen?
Well, it depends when you brought him back after you'd had your
as a child.
Granddad. Oh.
Because for me to shoot him in the head, I'd have to exist, wouldn't I? But
well, this is why time travel doesn't exist.
Well, you'd split off into an alternate. This is we're more in Back to the Future 2 territory here than Ted's territory here.
Yeah, sorry.
Temporal mechanics.
Careful there. Well, Bill and Ted go to 1805 Austria, and they get Napoleon. And Napoleon, they start off with Napoleon, and he ends up being, I would say...
The evil dictator, Napoleon.
The evil dictator, Napoleon. And they basically bring him back, and they give him to Ted's brother, Deacon, to look after. The equivalent
of bringing Hitler back before the Second World War.
But I would say this is one of the inspired parts of Bill and Ted, because I think Napoleon's hilarious in this. I think he's such a funny character. And it's even funnier that he doesn't speak English. They don't even really subtitle him, apart from in that first bit. And he just kind of runs rampage, doesn't he? Like later on in the film, he just goes and does a lot of weird stuff.
At the water park.
Yeah, and the Ziggy Pig scene.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, so anyway, Napoleon's come back, and then they head off again, and they go to New Mexico 1879, and they get Billy the Kid. And they go to Athens 410 BC, and they get Socrates.
Socrates, my man Socrates.
Yeah. I read here there were some other figures. They were going to get Charlemagne, who they kept calling Charlie Mangay. They were going to get Babe Ruth, and a non-famous medieval person called John the Surf, who is listed in the credits for some reason.
Oh wow! Perhaps in the back of like one of the shots in there.
Yeah. But it's here we move to part 3, historical babes.
Whoa.
And, whoa. It's the princesses. Now, this bit, I found that it has the weirdest part of Bill and Ted's in it, for me.
Yeah. Does that only hug each other and say a certain word?
Yes. Exactly. Now... Yes, if anyone hasn't seen the film for a while, I'm sure you do not remember this.
No, I didn't.
But Bill and Ted are there, they dress up as knights, they have a fight, and then one of them falls down the stairs and looks like totally just gets killed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he doesn't get killed. He says he falls out of the armour, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then the other one goes down, and they fight a bit more, and then it's all okay, but they're fine, and they hug, and then they say, I'm not going to say the word, but it's not a very nice word for a gay person. And it is extremely homophobic, and it's extremely weird, and I don't know why it's there.
Well, it's just because that's the time, wasn't it? Like, that is the proof. That is how the film was dated, because I guess at the time it wasn't about. It was just fine, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but also I think that must be why. Like, I've not seen this film in a long time. They must not show it, I guess, because of that word.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's these certain movies which just don't come round on TV anymore.
And then
you look like Lawnmower Man, isn't it? With that,
and this is it.
Yeah.
But it's so odd because there's nothing else in this film that's offensive. Just that one moment.
Yeah.
It's like
I think they just cut it out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd think they just cut it out, or it doesn't matter what they say. And also, it doesn't even really seem to fit the characters. They don't seem like the people who'd...
Unless the filmmakers have really dug their heels in and go, it will not be cut out.
Yeah, we're keeping that bit.
Well, the weird thing it asks the question is, do you think that in the future, everyone is extremely hardline anti-gay?
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. That's their teachings,
Their teaching is no same-sex marriages. Like, it actually turns the future into this quite, like, dystopian nightmare if you're gay. Like, it's odd, though, because I was researching it with Bill and Ted. I was researching into it, and they did these Halloween horror nights at Universal Studios Orlando and Hollywood, and they've been doing them for years and years. And they have a Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure where basically they have a Bill and Ted and some villains from the time. So whatever year it was, whatever villain is out, they would be the baddie, and they'd have a big, it'd all be like live action actors and all this stuff. And it's been running for ages and ages and ages and ages. However, in 2013, the Hollywood version of the show was cancelled in the middle of its run following complaints of homophobic humour.
Oh, gosh, they kept it in. They kept saying it.
For some reason, this weird Orlando, or this Hollywood show, they've decided, Bill and Ted, let's just make a load of really anti-gay.
That's crazy.
That's really weird, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah. It was very like it made me realise like how like I don't know how times have changed, because obviously I've seen this film a few times, and it's never registered on my brain at all back when I watched it as a kid or whatever. And and now when you watch it, I was just like in shock. I was like, oh my god! So it's just odd, isn't it? How it obviously meant nothing. None of us remembered it, and now we won't really forget that, will we? That this is the film where they say that in it, isn't it? So it's odd. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was. People out there listening, it's super weird. You probably just like, most people are just thinking, nah, they didn't say it. Like, nah, you're making it up. But yeah, they totally do.
There must be a meme or something, or some.
There probably is.
Be able to download the clip.
Yeah. But I mean, this whole interlude is a bit odd, isn't it? It's just really to get Bill and Ted love interest, isn't it? It's not really.
For me, after
doesn't go anywhere. The medieval bit, does it?
Yeah, after Billy the Kid, I think the whole film kind of falls apart.
Oh,
to be honest with you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
This whole collecting thing, I don't get it.
Well, it's for their project.
Yeah, I know, but how does that tie into them doing a big musical number? I don't know. I know you're not meant to think hard about these things. It's just a bit of a comedy. But especially because you don't know they're getting if they just said to them one line oh, we're putting on a show, can you come in the show or something? But you don't really know why they're doing it at this point, do you? What their end game is. They're not grilling them or anything like that, or finding out anything about them. They're just collecting people.
They are just kidnapping people. Yeah,
I don't know. It was all right, but
well, as you say, we're in Circuits of Time Part 2 here. And
as you say.
And as I say, sorry. And they go to the future where they meet the three most important people in the world. Does anyone do you know the three most important people in the world are? Anyone?
No, I can't remember, to be honest.
I mean, they're so obscure. I looked them up. They're super obscure. One of them is less obscure than the other two.
Well, they're real names, or they're
the real actors that play the three most important people in the world.
The one guy is out of Bruce Springsteen's band. I know that much.
Yes, Clarence Clemens, the saxophone player from Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band.
That's the leader guy, isn't it, in the middle,
Yeah, the middle guy.
Yeah.
One of them is Fee Waybill, record producer and lead singer and songwriter of the band The Tubes. And the other one is Martha Davies, member of the American new wave band The Motels. So they're all basically super obscure. Yeah.
For the musos.
Muso people. Yeah. How weird is that?
Is that the writer's favourite band or something like that?
Maybe.
I was watching this thing about the southern country music, and there's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And when people go on this wall of Hall of Fame, and this guy was showing someone how his plaque was on the wall of Hall of Fame, and it was just a fucking poxy plaque on a stuck to a wall, and I was just going, this is supposed to be one of the biggest things in music. It's this is shit. And that's kind of what it is. This is what we're dealing with.
Maybe they're all...
I think the writers must have really been into this world.
Maybe. It's very odd. It's very odd that they... Anyway, well, they go forward to see their future, the no gay people future. And then, as Sam said, they jump around.
It must be country music, then.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know why these people are cast. I don't know. It's very odd. Maybe they were friends.
Springsteen's not country music, is he?
No, but... So they pick up Sigmund Freud, Beethoven, Joan of Arc, and then Genghis Khan and Abraham Lincoln.
You get the feeling it was just whatever outfits they had in the prop room.
It feels like that, doesn't it? Yeah. It does feel like that.
Maybe.
Especially Genghis Khan, who's another sign of how dated this film is. It's
I'll tell you what this reminded me of, that fucking Night at the Museum type shit.
Yeah. Oh, well, do you know what, Chris? You've almost answered a question I was about to ask you. So you've already scored a point in a question I was about to ask.
Wow. He went to the future to find out the answer.
That's the way I like to play.
Okay. Do you know that there are 4...
Because I've been to the future.
You've been to the future to answer that question. There are 4 films. One is... So 4 things where Genghis Khan and Abraham Lincoln have appeared together as characters. One of them is Night at the Museum. Can you name...
Night at the Museum 2?
Oh, no, there's only 3 of them. Sorry. Well, this is one, then Night at the Museum. One of them I've never heard of. That one of them is a episode of something that you both...
Futurama.
Pardon?
Futurama.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
It's something we're going to be covering.
That's the sort of shit it is, though, isn't it? That's what... Oh, Star Trek Voyager.
It's Star Trek: The Savage Curtain, 1969. I guess that's
that's the original series.
Original series. Yeah. So how odd that Genghis Khan and Abraham Lincoln would appear together in all these things for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Don't you think that Genghis Khan is... That dates as well, though. The way, like, it's a racist portrayal of an... Like, it's all Western... It's Western history,
You're
except for this,
you can't
like,
have Genghis
one
in
Eastern
things
savage,
now.
you know?
Yeah.
You haven't got Confucius or anyone like that. You've got this like, warmongering Chinese dude.
Now you'd be able to do, like, a Russian bad guy.
Yeah, maybe it's just to do...
Yeah, and you'd have to do, like, someone from Chinese history, wouldn't you? Because of the Chinese market being so big. You'd have to have someone there from, like...
You'd have to be someone positive. I guess you're right. Well... Yeah.
Well, it could be Genghis Khan, but we'd have to talk about like his, vast improvements in sanitation.
Yeah, like road infrastructure. Yeah, irrigation.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I'm glad he's there though, just for the scene where he smashes everything up with that baseball bat. That's a good.
Well, yes, this is the thing, isn't it? So they crash land in 1 million, whatever it is, BC, and have to fix the booth with chewing gum. And then they come back to part 4, A Taste of 80s San Dimas, and this is where, as Sam said, you don't really understand what they're doing, but this is kind of where you understand what they're doing, which is that. So what we're cutting between here is that there's the presentations are going on, aren't they, in the auditorium, and people are saying stupid things like that stupid girl's like, Marie Antoinette would say, let them eat cake. Now she'd say, let them eat fast food. And she's saying, people saying dumb stuff like that. And so they gather them all together, and they basically, all the historical figures, they take them to the mall, and they just all go crazy, don't they? And I quite like this scene. I think it's really well done. I quite like, apart from Socrates and Billy the Kid hitting on those 80s teenage girls... although when Freud comes over with a hot dog or whatever it is, it's really funny.
That's good. That is, and he starts dreaming. That's.
But I quite like.
Also, did you see that hot dog stand? What was it? It had like a thing, didn't it? Was it they putting peanut butter in them or something?
Oh, I didn't see that.
They've all got. There's like loads of different hot dogs, and they've all got the same sign with like something.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I thought I'd like one of those. Looked nice.
But I quite like, well, there you go. You're going to America soon. You could try and find one. But
you can find a hot dog with butter in it or something.
Yeah. I quite like this scene. I like Joan of Arc doing the fitness, and it just kind of goes all. It's like a big montage.
I don't like it at all.
I really okay.
No, it's rubbish.
You
terrible.
Don't like it, Chris?
It's terrible.
No, okay. No. I really like this scene. Anyway,
I like Socrates. I just remember what it is. It's a baseball theme, and it says butter up. That's it. Rather than batter up.
Yeah.
It's like butter up your hot dog.
Okay. Well, this scene ends up with them all being arrested, and we move to part 5, which I have called, and I don't care, it's the bit Arrival ripped off. Because basically, when we did the Arrival, I'd never seen Arrival before, and we had a big talk, didn't we, about the end of Arrival and how we all found the end of Arrival a bit annoying.
Shit.
Yeah. And I swore that it happens in Bill and Ted, and it does happen in Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Because they're in the for people who haven't seen Bill and Ted for a while, everyone's in a police station. Bill and Ted need to go into the police station, but they don't know how to do it. So all they do is they stand there and say, "Okay, well when this is over, we'll go back in time and we'll leave the keys for ourselves here. Oh look, here are the keys." And then they go, "Okay, when this is over, we'll do a tape recording and it will distract my dad. Oh look, there's a tape recording." And it's a joke. And I think it's actually a very good joke about time travel and about the stupidity of time travel. But basically, Arrival has this entire concept, but taken seriously, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think you're right. This is the strongest bit of the film for me. It's the only sort of joke that really works in like kind of a... it's just fun to watch, isn't it? That kind of... Yeah. And they don't play it too long.
This is where I completely lost Arrival because it's just stupid. Yeah. But it works in this comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So people who like Arrival, Bill and Ted did it first. Basically.
Because also, like, Keanu Reeves is like, whoa, reaction to it is exactly what you should have. It's so stupid, you can't believe it's working. Because it shouldn't work, so, yeah.
Yeah, no, it'd be really funny if the sequel to Bill and Ted had just been them going back and doing all these stupid, boring chores, basically.
Well, that's Back to the Future 2, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
When he's at the ball.
Yeah, to go back and sort themselves out, yeah. But anyway, then we move to the report, which is... So what do we think of the report bit? Like... that big presentation. It's a big montage again, and everyone delivers what they think about San Dimas and all that. Do we like that, or because I like that? But what do you think, Chris?
It's not very. It'd be better if you could take the class back in time, right?
Oh,
like Carmen San Diego.
Yeah,
that'd have been good. Yeah, okay.
Because otherwise, you could just bring in a load of guys with fancy dress.
Because that's what I was when I watched it this time. That's what I thought. I thought, do they just think, oh, this is just a bunch of people dressed up?
Yeah, well, it obviously is because they're sitting there going, time travel doesn't exist.
Yeah, they are. They are thinking that. Yeah.
I
think.
Well, did you like it, Sam, or you just didn't like this bit?
No, I think for me, like the rest of the film, it sort of depended on which characters being used. Like I like the Freud bit. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good joke.
But other bits of it just don't work or aren't as good, and it's too long as well. But it's all right. I don't know. It all just feels very disjointed to me. You know, like I don't know how we got to this point. I do know how we got there, but like the fact they're just so into it and understand what they're doing, and Billy the Kid's like does this whole spiel at the start, and you're like, well, and when like doesn't Bill come out and he's like, or Ted, and he knows loads about Socrates as in one, and it's like, well, how did he learn that?
They seem to have learned a lot of stuff, haven't they? During their
just from like standing near someone for a bit.
Yeah. It doesn't really explain. That. There's a history joke in this during the Napoleon scene. For you history buffs out there, when he's showing that big map about how he's going to use the water slides to conquer Europe, it is actually a diagram of the French invasion of Russia, which is Napoleon's most disastrous defeat.
Yeah.
So
nice.
History buffs out there. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, and Alex Winter said that he gets 2 different letters from teachers: positive ones from history teachers for encouraging children to learn about history and the figures, and negative ones from English teachers affecting the way the students speak. So he's done well for history, but he's affected how English basically.
Yeah, because we all talk like Bill and Ted now.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then we're at the end, really, and it's just like it's a good ending. Rufus turns back up, everything's fine. They're going to make a band. There's a good joke about how they can't really play yet, but it's here that they reveal that the music is the foundation for Bill and Ted's the foundation for the future. And Rufus says, eventually your music will help put an end to war and poverty. It will align the planets. It will bring them into universal harmony, allowing meaningful contact with all forms of life, from extraterrestrial beings to common household pets. That's a pretty big thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's nonsense. I kind of like their commitment to it, though. You know, they're sticking with it, aren't they?
Have you read about you mentioned that there's going to be a threequel. Have you read about what the plot of it is?
Yeah, they're like old, aren't they? And it's not happened yet, and they're not really on track to make it happen.
But it kind of makes that quite cool then, doesn't it? Because that is quite a lot to. But
also, do you remember? It's the second one, isn't it? That the girls are really good at music and they're not. Like they're in the band up there, and the 2 medieval babes are like really good and they're still shit. So I like that whole like thing. They're just not very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
My other question I've got here is, which band would you base an entire future society on?
Ooh. Probably like Donna Summer or something. A bit of disco, you know. Although she's a homophobe, isn't she?
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
That's a bit ironic, isn't it? Because
she said that AIDS was
popular.
AIDS was
the Bee Gees.
God's thing for punishment for gays. The Bee Gees. Mine's like cool disco future, and Chris is like square disco future.
You'd surely, Sam, you base it on something like
everyone's got a high voice,
like some minimalist, like like dance music people where no one really knew what it meant.
It'd be a miserable life, wouldn't it? Though. Like I like that kind of thing, but Ortega, bloody hell, it'd be like you wouldn't know what the hell you were doing.
No, it'd be quite funny.
Life would be really confusing.
It'd be your music, wouldn't it, Sam? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but totally. Me with the synthesizer controlling the world, I love it.
Yeah, that's what it would be. I'm fine with that. We can vote for you to
Thanks.
Yeah. So overall, both of you, it seems that you kind of both think that Bill and Ted derails itself a little bit. Is that the vibe you're saying?
There's a good reason why it just isn't considered a classic, I think.
You don't think?
No.
No? What point does it derail itself, Chris? You just think it's okay and it just doesn't get any better or worse?
Yeah, I just never think it. I mean, it's just one of them stupid. It's just stupidity. I mean, it's nothing particularly hard hitting about any of the the arcs. It's the characters are just caricatures. It's good fun, but compared to other good fun films, it's like, Ghostbusters or something. It's just got nothing.
And it's not a top time travel film, apart from that one arrival bit. It's not really. The time travel is kind of just a tool.
I think it's difficult to make time travel good for starters, isn't it?
That's true. It's very hard. So Sam, what do you think? Do you think it derails itself after that point? You think it's when they start getting more people that?
Well, I just think
it's a problem.
Yeah, I think
fancy dress show.
I think the core idea of it is like quite a nice thing, but I just don't think they know what to do with it or where to go. And I agree with Chris that the problem with it is that like there are so many good, like Back to the Future and Ghostbusters. To me, are two of the greatest films of all time, and they do comedy and science fiction on a level, that surpasses this by a million. So it's hard to really get that into this. It's all right, and I say I like the characters, I like their positivity and how weird that feels. But it just it feels like it needs to go through another few like redrafts or something. Like there's something more to get out of it. It's not finished in a way. Like they had the idea and they thought, right, well, okay, they go back in time and they collect people. Let's do it. Let's get some costumes to go and do it. But there's not enough plot there. There's not enough going on in terms of because there is like, and there was one joke, isn't there? They're stupid. That's the joke. They don't. It doesn't really go beyond that, other than that little bit of weird time travel stuff and that joke with the young mum. Again, it doesn't really work. You need something like Back to the Future and Ghostbusters have got every character's got a lot more going on than just that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how about you? I enjoyed it more than I remembered enjoying it. I think I like, like you say, I like how positive the characters are. I like they're not very good at fighting. I like they're just nice. They're kind of, apart from their homophobia, they're just nice people. And I quite like that, and it's quite refreshing. And I agree, there isn't much to it, but I think the joke of just there's these historical people and they're in the 80s and what's going on with that, I found that enough to just entertain me mindlessly. Like, I'm a simple guy. And like I say, I do really like that bit when they just say, oh, we'll put this, like that arrival bit. I really do like that bit, and I think that bit is but yeah, generally it is kind of maybe it is not a kids film, but it's not an adult's film. Maybe it's maybe not got as much going on. It's an adventure. It's a fun bit of fun, isn't it? It's not really much more than a bit of fun.
Yeah,
really.
It's a film that I don't know why they're making a part 3, other than I don't know. I don't get why.
Stoners.
I don't think it is though, is it? I think that is later. Like,
I think I'd have to see 2 again and see. Well, I can't really remember 2 at all. I watched the cartoon as well. I must have watched that a lot, but it was a big thing. And like I say, I think the third, like the concept of the third one sounds interesting. I guess
I've got a feeling the third one will be really good, because I don't think Keanu Reeves does. I mean, he's made some bad films, but I think he's got, especially old Keanu Reeves. There's something about him. I'll watch him in anything really. He's got a very like sort of. Because he's a nice guy, isn't he, as well? And everything I read about his Winter, apparently he's quite a nice bloke as well. So I trust him.
Yeah, and I think it's the same original writers, and I think they're the right level. I think both of them are the right level of famous, that they just went, oh, you know what, it's probably going to be a laugh. They didn't demand a load of money or say, oh, I want a director's credit, or do you know what I mean? They just said, yeah, sure, we'll give it a go. So yeah. Well, we'll see whenever it comes out. I think they've got a producer now. They've got a bit of funding.
It's in pre-production. It's going ahead. Yeah.
I mean, they must be able to get money for it. I mean, there'll be enough people who'll just go and watch that.
They were at Cannes or somewhere recently, like actually doing proper interviews. Both of them sat together about it, so it's really happening. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So where does Bill and Ted go in the list? Who wants to go first?
Let me just fire up the list.
It's a really tough one for me, because I don't know. I think. Have you got any ideas, Alex? Or you also?
No, I'll say 40. 40. Yeah, just below Paprika and above The Faculty.
See, I was thinking more low 40s. Well, specifically below Star Trek 4, because that's a better film.
Oh, okay.
For me, anyway, definitely.
That's not that low then. Much lower.
No, I mean that seems the right sort of range in terms of like it's a film I don't mind watching, but I'm not blown away by.
Would you watch Phantom Menace before this?
No.
You wouldn't?
No. Would you? You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think you'd watch War Games before this.
That's true. Actually,
Games.
yeah. War Games is a better film.
So that sinks it a bit lower.
So that's at 45.
See, I'd put it like 47. I think.
So both of you hate surrogates. So.
Oh God! Maybe it can't go lower than Surrogates. That was terrible.
Yeah, maybe it should just be
47.
47 then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm alright with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm alright with that. I enjoyed it. I don't think it didn't change the world, but it's an enjoyable film.
It was one of those films that I'm glad that we watched.
It was totally bogus.
It was. It would have been. It was bogus.
Yeah, mediocre.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Bad.
I think bogus is bad.
I've learned nothing.
It's a film that I'm glad. This is why I think we're doing a podcast. It's a film that I would never watch again off my own back, my own volition. So I'm glad that it made me watch it.
I watched this not so long ago when I was researching time travel projects.
Yes. If anyone wants to go and see a good short time travel film,
that's good.
Head to where is it at, Chris? Where's your little short?
It's on my website. Just go to chrisredding.com.
Yeah, it's good. It's no Bill and Ted. Well, no. It's shorter than Bill and Ted.
It's better than Bill and Ted.
It's better than Bill and Ted. It's not been rated, so we can't say.
No. Yeah. We can't stop ranking our own works because that'll be... That's when the podcast ends.
Yeah. Well, I guess now it's time to do some time travelling of our own and travel to the past to talk to our future past selves for next week's...
I still haven't got my head round this. When you guys talk about this sort of stuff, I don't know what you're talking about.
Get Rufus in the dial
ourselves, yeah.
Dial ourselves. Hello?
Hi, and thanks, future me. I'm back with another film. So next week, we are continuing our Star Trek Odyssey. We've watched 1, the bad one, 2, the good one, 3, the boring one, 4, the funny one. And now we're on to 5, the terrible one. Everyone's least favourite Star Trek film. No one's prepared a plot of this, have they? Chris, can you remember what happens? Isn't it a...
Vulcan hijacks the Enterprise. Don't know how. One man hijacks the Enterprise. Turns out to be Spock's long-lost brother.
Hang on, spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
Slow down. Basically, that's it. It gets hijacks
it in an attempt to find God.
God, yeah. That's all we really need to know. And this, we discussed it briefly, I think, on Star Trek 4, but if you remember, Star Trek 4 was directed by Leonard Nimoy, and the only way that Shatner agreed to come back for that was if they let him direct Star Trek 5. A decision that they obviously came to ruin. But,
this is when we start to see what the egos really mean with these boys. There's some big ones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the trailer we got to watch, this is the first cinematic teaser trailer for Star Trek 5. So let's see how it was introduced to the world.
Kind is at stake. It could only mean one thing.
Greetings, Captain.
Spock!
I do not think you realize the gravity of your situation.
The vacation is over. Now, the crew of the Starship Enterprise...
Enterprise, are you ready?
...is taking adventure where it has never gone before.
What are you standing around for? Do you not know a jailbreak when you see one?
That trailer is like 20 times better than the film.
Wow.
Isn't it? That's
great trailer.
Because of the music, James Horner music, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
They did pretty much put everything in there, apart from, they get to meet God! It should have just said that, really quickly.
You know it's going to be bad when Shatner opens a film with him, climbing the most ridiculous mountain of all time.
That's a real mountain.
And obviously Shatner is.
Yeah. It
wasn't really climbing it, though.
No. He's trying to do like a Tom Cruise before Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that to look forward to next week.
I'll try and get us a quiz. I'll try.
Oh, please, please.
I mean, at least
say
if we get through this one...
Ballsed up the last one. I like anything with
my boss does know that. He was very upset.
I want decks. How many decks?
Sorry.
I love them ones. How many... I love all that sort of deep stuff.
I'll try. I'll really try. I'll try my hardest.
And stick with us, because after this, 6, 7 and 8, not necessarily all great films, but all interesting films, so we'll be on a better Star Trek run there, so...
Yeah.
Let's just cope with this. Power through. Power through. Right. Back to the Future. Go. Not that film, but yes, back to the other thing. Bye.
Bye.
Excellent! But last.
So there we have it. That's our podcast. Anything else, anyone?
We can actually, for the first time, interact with our past selves and say that I'm not looking forward to watching Star Trek 5. Because for once I actually know what trailer's going in that gap, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to. No, me neither.
But also, it's weird because we're also aware of our future selves who've actually already seen Star Trek 5, haven't we? So it's kind of even more confusing. Yeah.
Well, I'm really looking forward to watching Star Trek 5 because Star Trek 4 was so good, so I'm just really looking forward to it.
It can't be bad, can it? Yeah.
No, they don't mean that. They don't mean that. Don't believe them. Anyway, let's all say goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, hang on. Do they?
What?
Do they?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You've got your little sheet,
links and stuff.
I've got my sheet. Yeah. Okay. So email us if you want us to watch a film. Email us and tell us to watch it.
Oh, actually, before we go on, can I just say we had some. It's not really like feedback that was in a form to share, but I had some really nice feedback about the 2001 episode.
Oh, good.
And people basically saying that the end was brilliant, which I can only agree with.
It was brilliant. Yeah. Now I've calmed down.
I was going for maximum effect.
It was. Yeah. Now I've calmed down. I listened to it the next day. And I thought, we've created some good drama there. In the heat of the moment, I was angry, but now I can see we've created some art. So that's It was a twist worthy of an M. Night Shyamalan film. I would say that was the rug was pulled from under me.
Yes.
And, it was good. It was a good bit. We haven't had that kind of episode for a while, have we?
No, we haven't. No, it was good.
Good.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Okay. Anyway, so if you want more of that, suggest films that one of us hates or loves, I don't know, and email us at sciencefictionratingsystem@gmail.com. The website is www.sciencefictionratingsystem.com. We're at Twitter at sfratingsystem, Instagram at sciencefictionratingsystem, Facebook at sfratingsystem. I think that's everything.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Wicked.
See you next week.
See you next week. Party on, dudes.
Party on. Be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.